Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in a division with I Throw Butter and Let 'em Peek. And we're going to be in the Worcester. Now this match is a bit controversial because Peek and Butter seem to have thought that I just abandoned them willy-nilly to do nothing. And we're going to prove that that's not the case. So here's my perspective, and Peek's chat, for those of you who drop by and watch my videos as well, just watch and see as I explain my thought process and why I did what I did in this particular match. Now right off the bat, you're going to notice we spawned A, we're bottom, it's north, so we're expecting at least 3 ships to spawn directly across from us, and we're going to keep an eye on who spawns mid and see what they do. Now right off the bat, there's a cruiser spawn mid, he's heading towards the Charlie Cap. Okay, keep that in mind. We have 2 battleships and a cruiser at Charlie Cap, and then we've got a Des Moines here, as well as a potential for a destroyer and a battleship here. Now, what we don't know is, we do have a cruiser and a battleship in the mid, but their 2 destroyers are nowhere to be found. Now, currently, we only have 1 cruiser spotted on this side, so immediately I'm thinking, okay, both destroyers are here, but that's when one of the destroyers gets spotted shooting at me, and it's a Kaba. I also have a Des Moines shooting at me, as well as their battleship, which turns out to be a Yamato, okay? So Yamato, Des Moines, Kaba, all firing their guns at me. Okay, I'm in a Worcester. I gotta turn, I gotta kite, I gotta get some distance between me and them so I can limit who can shoot me. Alright? Worcester has really good armor in this game. 32mm bow and stern plating is a big deal. So as long as I don't do anything stupid, and as you can see, Des Moines, he already got blapped by Peek. Peek absolutely railed on this guy. And we're getting fires already. And this match is going to showcase just how disgustingly powerful Worcester can be with the amount of fires it can set. I've already set 5 fires. We are only 2 minutes into this match. I've gotten 5 fires in this match already. That's stupid. Fire chance in this game, I've always said, is way too high. It makes no freaking sense why the fires are set as often as they are. And they just are. Like, it's just every freaking cruiser in this game has a 1,000,000% chance to set fires. And Worcester takes full advantage of that. Worcester will absolutely ruin your existence if given the chance. Now, we managed to get out of that pretty well unscathed. We have used one of our heals. We got 2 heals left. We're going to push back around and see what we can do. Now, there are torpedoes heading in from the mid. That's a red flag. So that tells me that there's a second destroyer here. Now, we know there's a Kappa here. We know there's a Musashi here. Or a Yami. I cannot go after the destroyers because of the Yamato. Okay? So I have made the decision, if you're looking at the map, I have made the decision to potentially use the island for cover so that I'm not detected, so that I can burn down this Yamato. Watch what the Yamato does as the Kaba gets spotted again, and I don't recognize that the Kaba's spotted here because, you know, I'm not perfect. I don't see everything on the map all the time. But then Yami's not going to sit out there in open water and take this. He knows that that's a death sentence. He's going to try to push up. He goes broadside to Peek, which is a pretty bold strategy. He does avoid the torpedoes from Butter, but going broadside to Peek is definitely a bold strategy. He's going behind the island to get away from me. I'm not going to be able to continue to bomb on this guy if he gets behind the island too much. Now, obviously, Worcester has a ridiculous firing arm. So you've got to do a pretty freaking good job of getting close to that island to keep me from being able to lob you. And you can see, once I get my aim on him, the game will auto-track him for me, so I just keep the guns on him and continue to shoot. Now, they did spot the other destroyer temporarily, but now that Yami is getting to that point where I can no longer shoot him, I have a decision to make. Now, look at my team. We have all 3 caps. We have a Kaba that's been spotted and shot at that has less than his hit points. You can see I just checked on him. Less than half his hit points left. Between Peek and Butter, they should be able to handle him. And the other destroyer is, I believe, a Shima, who has chosen to sit in a smokescreen here. And I'm like, okay, well, they're not in immediate danger here. Yami's running away, and that just leaves the 2 of them to focus down the Kaba, who's more than willing to engage in open water gunfights with them. So I go over towards the mid to help keep this Yami, who I just got to damage con, under a potential barrage of AG, who's got torpedoes heading for him again. And is he going to die here? those torps look pretty solid, but he is turning away. We've got shots on the way. He's already burning at least once, and there's the gearing torps to finish him off. So, huge kill, getting rid of that Yami. Look at the enemy. The enemy is making a hard push for the Charlie Cap here. So the guy that I initially pushed to try to finish off, which was the Yami, who is a high-value target, try to get rid of those big 18-inch guns, trying to get him off the board was a big deal. Now, I could turn all the way back around and try to deal with two Kaidi destroyers that are just not doing much for their team at the moment. Or I can come over and try to stagnate the enemy's push here and try to reset this cap for our team. I've got a perfect island to potentially stop these guys with. You see the island ahead of me, so I'm going to be able to get into a position and I'm going to absolutely murder these battleships. We got a Musashi here, we got a Gross Occur first, and I think there's another Musashi or Yami over on this side. That's a lot of firepower. If I can get them to stop, I give our team a chance. If these guys continue to push, we're in trouble. Now, once we get behind the island, they can no longer see us, and this is where the Worcester is freaking devastating. You can see I've already set multiple fires on both of these guys. They've got no damage cons ready, so we are going to stack up all the damage. Plus, we're going to continue to keep shooting them. Now, unfortunately, Shima does take out Yama, which was Pete getting a dev strike. There's nothing I can do about that. We got a gearing back there protecting him, okay? Literally a gearing back there to protect him. That I can't help with. So I'm over here trying to help the right side. And a lot of people will say, well, Spartan, this is the wrong play. You should have stuck with your division. You should have, you know, stayed over there, got rid of those destroyers. But if I do that, then all of this firepower that I have just stopped would have kept pushing and murdered the Des Moines. They would have pushed through the one battleship that's here. Now that I'm actually being able to put all this firepower on target, I'm pushing these guys back. Izumo is the third battleship. That's what it was. I knew it was a Japanese battleship. Couldn't think of what it was. But this guy, he's got the right idea. He's going to push. However, because the other two back off because they're being flanked by another battleship, those two back off to deal with that guy. This guy then overextends by pushing a little too far forward. I'm able to continue to use the island here. I back up a little bit, and I try to use this island. You can see Butter is actually trying to come over towards... no, Butter's still in the Alpha Cap with a cruiser who has come over to assist him. Now, I get a fire on, I get a perma-fire on Izumo. I go immediately back to try to set fires on Kerr first, and then I switch because he's low health. And if I get a fire, I can definitely guarantee this guy dies here. So we want to try to get at least one, maybe two fires on this guy. And then we want to continue to try to shoot Musashi. We do have fires burning on both Izumo and Musashi, but in Musashi damage cons, and so we switch back over to setting him on fire. And you'll notice we did get a perma-fire on the Kerr first as well. Now these guys are all coming out broadside except for the Izumo. Izumo is the one guy that's using his head here and coming out angled and going straight at the Des Moines, who is a ridiculous DPM monster just like the Worcester, except he has better AP than me. So going broadside in front of him is a bad idea, but you can see between the Des Moines and I, we have this Izumo losing a lot of health per tick because he just cannot deal with that much AG. Now you can see, because of him, he's actually the bigger threat here because he's in a position to be bow in. He immediately kills our Kaba, and this is the part where I start going, okay, well, it's time to play a little bit more safety-oriented to keep me from getting dev struck here. So I'm trying to use the island. I'm trying to continue to shoot the guns at these guys, and you'll see that I switch over. I'm firing the rear guns at the Kerr first here. I get a perma-fire there, and we're going to move up. Yami manages to take out the enemy. Would have been the, I think it was Yami, right? Or it was a Musashi. I don't know. It was Musashi, and then the Izumo, and then the Kerr first. So Kerr first is burning. Izumo's right here. If I go around this island right here, I'm going to get blacked. Now, our Yami being right behind these guys, now he's dealing with, I think it's an Alaska on the other side of the island on his left, plus these two battleships. But I've got these guys lit up using my radar because I want to be able to see what they're doing. And it's pretty obvious that this Izumo is going to go full freaking broadside right in front of me. So I have the AP already loaded, and I'm anticipating, you know, anywhere from 8,000 to 10,000 damage per salvo every time I fire the guns, which is roughly every 4 seconds here. So you can see, pre-fired a little early, but you can see we're doing serious damage to him. He gets overpins on us because, you know, battleship versus light cruiser who's flat broadside. But you can see I do aim a little bit low initially. We shatter a bunch of shells off the belt. But once you get those shots a little bit higher, aim just above the belt, you're going to be chunking them for 8 to 10k every like 4 seconds. It's ridiculous. Kurfürst is now caught between me and a Yamato. Yamato's bow tanking him, and we're going to go ahead and use this island again. Trying to get past the island here. We're going to go for that superstructure. We've got AP loaded, and look at the damage we do to with the AP. And now we've got this Alaska all the way out here at range who's going to be able to see me firing my guns at him. And he's going to try to get out of the way of these shots. And you can see he waits forever, but he's got time. He knows he does. The Worcester shells go so freaking high here that he knows he has time. And so, unfortunately, he's able to get away from that. He does take down our Yami here. We do have a 3-to-1 advantage. Our team was able to eventually kill the destroyers. Again, the cruiser went back to help them, so I didn't need to go back to help them. Sure, is it preferable that Pete gets dev struck? No. But, honestly, if I push forward in that situation to help with those 2 destroyers, I'm in a crossfire with a freaking Yamato, and that's not going to end well for anybody, especially a Worcester, okay? You can see saving my hit points to get a little bit aggressive there against that Ismo. Ismo got a full broadside straight into me. But, of course, he gets overpins because, again, light cruiser, broadside, point blank. He's got big guns. They go straight through. It's very difficult to Citadel a Worcester at that range with a battleship. At further range, it's not as bad. But at that range, you're going to overpin more often than not. We have 2 caps to 1 advantage. We've got our teammate Butter on the left pushing into the Charlie cap, and I'm also pushing up towards the Charlie cap. We know that their Alaska is sitting behind that island, so if I can get over here and help, there's a good chance that I can help him take out this Alaska. Just on DPM alone. The Alaska is going to struggle to kill me faster than I can kill him. The only way he kills me here is if I go full broadside to him. Now, he gets the Alaska spotted, and unfortunately, I don't think I can shoot from this. He's too close. You can see we can't quite lob that island. Once we get into a position, you can see I do try. Once we get into a position that we can lob the island, we're going to be able to stack a lot of damage on this guy. But he's not staying broadside, so I can't go to I can't go to the AP here. So I just stay with the HE. This is going to trigger damage cons. It's going to do damage to him as well because we're going to be able to pin him hitting that superstructure. There's the first fire. He does damage con that immediately, which is a terrible idea, especially with a destroyer that was clearly spotting him right in front of him. But once he turns broadside, we go ahead and load up the AP, and we're going to try to just smash this guy. And you can see we aim a little bit high there. He's coming towards us just enough, and he's getting behind the island, but our shells are getting there just a little bit more. Come on, Spartan, get around the island. You can do it, and that's when the Gearing decides to shoot him and kill him. It's unfortunate, but is what it is. In the end, what matters is we did everything we needed to do to win the match. Is it always okay to sit on your side? Sometimes you gotta make the decision to leave your side. And in the hands of a very good Yami and a very good Gearing versus 2 destroyers, I'll take that as a good opportunity to go help the rest of the team. So let me know if you guys think I did the right thing. 226,000 damage. One of my best Worcester games of all time. Let me know if I did a good job in this one. If maybe you guys think I did abandon my teammates. Maybe I shouldn't have left my side. Let me know down in the comments below. But if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.